Hey guys, what's going on? We got another PvE video. We are doing the Rookery as Enhancement Shaman. Um, so some big news this week. Well, sad news, big news,
What's
same
your
thing. We are getting a pretty substantial nerf, more or less to AoE in an overall. So if you weren't in the loop
what's
with
your
Wowhead or anything like that, you wouldn't have seen the patch notes, but you will come the reset. We are getting a 4% overall nerf. Elemental Blast is getting a 12% buff, and Tempest is getting a buff to 65% on its AoE damage, and then it's going to do reduced damage beyond 5 targets.
charging?
And then
Move.
Totemic is getting a 10% buff to
Charging.
its Surging
Move.
Totem, which is good. And then an 80%
Charging.
buff
Move.
to Searing Volley, which is the effect after you summon the
AoE
Searing
incoming.
Totem, and then you Lavalash, Hailstorm, or Fire Nova, and it tosses out the
Charging.
Searing Volley.
Move.
So my thoughts on this, everybody's been asking, do I think Enhance is going to be okay? I think we're going to be just fine after this.
Charging.
We're not going to
Move.
be as
Watch
strong
your step.
in Mythic Plus, obviously, with Tempest being nerfed to a cap or a soft cap type. It's still uncapped AoE. It's just got a soft cap now. We're going to see a substantial reduction to our damage in big packs, but that is to be expected because honestly, having something like Tempest where it can hit its secondary targets for about 1.1 million and it not have any down effects at all uh, is just kind of crazy because you can hit everything for 1.1 million and not have any issues, right? So that is one reason why the nerf is I suspected that, but I did not expect the 4% overall nerf. That one caught me by surprise, and the reason why I didn't feel like we were all that strong outside of AoE and Tempest like that, but maybe I'm wrong. Uh, so that one caught me by surprise. I did not see that one coming at all, but I don't think it's gonna hit us too hard. I mean, 4% is quite a bit in the long run. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's just 4%." It is. It does turn out to be quite a bit because it's 4% of everything you do. So
Dispel.
we will feel it, but I think we're still going to be in the A tier. I don't see us falling anywhere below that. It's quite surprising to see us get nerfed and some of the other classes not get nerfed. I don't know why that was. There was no developer notes on that or that I saw, so I would have liked to seen those, but Blizzard does. But as for Totemic, the buff to it is quite substantial. I know before beta ended, they hit Searing Totem and Searing Volley with a 50% nerf or a 6. No, I think it was a 50% nerf, that is quite substantial. Like that's a massive hit. And then I think they hit Surging Totem with like a 15% nerf or something like that, or maybe it was even more. I'm not sure. But now that they have buffed it and they buffed Searing Volley, we could see Totemic come in for some playstyle, but I don't see it surpassing Stormbringer at all. Stormbringer brings something unique, you don't have an extra button, right? You just have this passive effect that does AoE and you don't really have to worry about it. You just kind of off you go and it does all the damage for you. You don't have to pay attention to it. But on the other hand, Totemic, you do have to place this totem and it is a extra GCD, which is kind of a pain in the butt, but it buffs everything else. Right? So you get Wind Fury buff, you kind of get a Storm Strike buff, you get a bit of a Lava Lash buff, and you can have a Flame Tongue buff if you want, or you can have a bigger Sundering Burst, or I can't remember what the other one is. I'm pretty sure it's Flame Tongue and Sundering or something. I don't remember. I'm not looking at it as I am, but Totemic to me seems like it wants to buff your entire kit, whereas Stormbringer kind of just focuses on Tempest, right? It's putting everything into this one button, which is fine. But totemic seems to give us an overall buff, which is nice. And I could see totemic, sorry, come into play significantly more, especially with the packs in Mythic Plus, where they will be getting much longer as to fighting, whereas Tempest does add in that quick, massive burst, right, where it's hitting for 2.1 million on the main target, and then it hits for like 1.1 on everything else. You know, it's doing this massive burst. But Totemic, we could see some serious playstyle, especially if you want to play Elementalist. If you want to play the original Dragonflight style Elementalist, then Totemic is going to be the way for you. Currently with Elementalist as Stormbringer, you are running Ascendance, which is a bit different, but you want to put everything into Lightning Bolt, and that's why. Whereas Totemic just kind of branches everything out. You could still play Totemic with Storm, and I genuinely think it might be better. And the reason why is because you get your Feral Spirits, which buff physical damage. With Surging Totem, it is Fire Strike damage, so it is going to constantly get buffed by that, as well as 2 stacks of Frost Switch would buff Surging Totem even more. And you're more likely to proc Ascendance, and you could get like that 150% damage increase. So you could see Totemic coming back with a small increase maybe, just because of the way it is, and I believe it might be pretty strong based on how much Surging Totem is going to do. As soon as the patch drops though, I am going to be testing Totemic, and I'm going to be testing Storm. I'm going to be doing a lot of that, and it's all going to be on stream, so if you do want to come by and watch that, feel free. If not, it will be in the Monday video of next week, and we will be prepping for Mythic on the next day. But yeah, so that's the big news. So far, everything feels good. This week, I've been playing a lot of the current Elementalist Stormbringer build, which has been a lot of fun. It's not as pain in the butt as Dragonflight Elementalist, so it's a bit more enjoyable, not as complicated, like not nearly as complicated, and you're more focused on generating and spending, which is nice. But yeah, guys, that is the big news for the week. I hope you guys continue to keep playing Enhancement. I know it's going to continue on being very, very good, so look forward to that. But yeah, anyways, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Laters!